All right, next song we have the Liars Club. I believe the Liars Club is kind of like a physical location, but the song itself, Claudio mentioned like a physical location in like the lore. I mean, but Claudio mentioned it's kind of like you know the song is singing about, hey, I'd rather have a lie, just tell me a good lie, I'll believe it. And the idea is that like, hey, when there's I believe again it's referring to the pandemic, which has a lot to do with this album, is that like the idea that you want to lie to yourself and say, hey, it's not that bad or not that dangerous or whatever. Of course, in hindsight, we could see that maybe some of that was the case, but the fear right from the bat, right off the bat, is especially Claudio being from New York. I can't even imagine the fear that must have been going through that whole city when they were the sort of the epicenter of the pandemic there. So just lie about it, lie to yourself that it's not happening, and all this stuff. I could imagine that having some influence here. So yeah, let's take a listen. So one thing I can say about the album as a whole is they're very consistent with their sort of type of distortion and certain um, adjustments to Claudio's voice, which makes for incredibly consistent sound throughout the album. But the songs themselves are very diverse and has a whole variety of variations in genre. So cool start here with the sort of fuzzy intro. Again, that soft Claudio voice popping in there with the echo.
It's the fear that wakes us up, the truth that things are such a mess, far beyond repair. Your mind at a service, hard to find the words worth saying. What we do to deserve this, everything seems broken when you look at it that way. It's a disease, and there ain't no cure.
So the little drop down in the vocals there sounds a very, very 80s-ish. I'm not sure, I can't think of the exact song, but definitely reminiscent of that again. It's so amazing. It's like modern music, but also has this sort of retro feel to it.
The truth is such a bore. Or do you want me to lie? 'Cause I can do it, baby, I can do it. Lie to you, please ask me to. 'Cause I feel so much better when we just avoid the truth. Baby, are you okay to lie with me?
So a very poppy chorus in there, probably the most like straight up sort of punk pop catchy chorus that they have throughout the album. And he's got. I was really impressed when I first heard that, not because, just because it was catchy, but also he's got that sort of mid-tone vocal that he does a lot in Good Apollo 4 Volume 1 that I really like. So he didn't go like the high; he went sort of mid-tone, which I thought was pretty cool with the also the self harmonies he did there. Love that drum fill.
Deep in disgrace with empty retreats, farther than it seems to be. The older I creep, the pain in my body, longing for the days of my teens. Well, I guess I'll accept this garbage, death being real with my mama staring. Jealousy here in the backseat.
So again, very fast paced, very punk like. It almost feels like I don't know, a little bit of Green Day or something.
Do you want me to lie? 'Cause I can do it, baby, I can do it. Lie to you, I'm begging you, 'cause I feel so much better when we just avoid the truth. Baby, are you okay to lie with me?
So we got a little bit of the almost like orchestra or trumpets or something going on in the background that feels sort of like Color Before the Sun. Yeah, that sort of echoing Mick or microphone distortion there.
Baby, are you okay? Oh, are you okay with it? Baby, are you okay? Okay with it?
So, baby, are you okay? It definitely has that sort of Annie, are you okay? Although I don't think it's as close as people think.
Okay, are you okay, Annie? Annie, are you okay? Will you dance? Are you okay? Okay, oh, are you okay with it? Baby, are you okay? Okay with it?
But like it's got the same sort of tone or movement, but the pacing obviously is quite a bit different, and obviously the it's not in the falsetto, and the part before that where he's like whispering almost, it also doesn't quite match that. But when I listened to it, I definitely thought that right off the bat. So
Or do you want me to lie?
I like the little drop there.
'Cause I could do it, baby. I could do it. Lie to you. Please ask me to. 'Cause I feel so much better when we just avoid the truth. Baby, are you okay to lie with me?
I know it goes kind of off there. It almost gives me again every once in a while. Claudio reminds me of Alanis Morissette a little bit. Let me see here, and maybe ironic, where it drops off and then pops in. Let's see.
Don't you think? It's like rain on your wedding day. It's a free ride when you've already paid. It's the good advice. 'Cause I could do it, baby. I could do it. Lie to you. Please ask me to. 'Cause I feel so much better when we just avoid the truth. Baby, are you okay to lie with me? 'Cause I can do it, baby, I can do it. I'm begging you, 'cause I feel so much better when we just avoid the truth. Baby, are you okay to lie with me?
So very similar to Comatose in the end there, where they bring up the higher vocals. So that's kind of funny. That really reminds me of 9 in the Afternoon. So the Liars Club also has a demo version that has some really cool stuff going on. Let me see if I can find it here.
Empty retreats farther than it seems to be. The older I creep, the pain in my body, longing for the days of my teens. I sit and joke, I had it, remember I reached but I couldn't grab it. And now here comes regret, dressed in these Sunday best, spitting poison from his mouth when no door leads out. So I guess I'll face carry.
So that additional set there is just like, I think it's so amazing. It just sounds so good. I wish that that was in the final version. I'm not sure why they choose to cut some things, but I feel like that would have broken up the song a bit more for a song that's just very, very sort of straightforward. I think that little bit would have added a lot of coolness to it. All right, let's go ahead and put that song Liars Club. Yeah, I think this one's going to be the one for the B. B, I think it fits in here. I think it's a little formulaic in the verse, chorus, verse, bridge, chorus, out. It also sounds a little bit too familiar with some of the other poppier tunes that you get in pop culture, whatever. But when I first heard it, I heard that vocal feel that I get from Good Apollo, that just the self harmonies, and his voice was really thick. I love the way it just sort of punched, and his soft vocals in the verses, very cool. So I do like it. All right, let's move on.